I'm feeling the stress, I know. Stayed out with a friend that has no job, I probably won't do that no more. I kinda miss the old days, being broke, making no pay, I kinda miss 2K, skipping school on a Tuesday, We were happy when we were poor, but it didn't matter cause we enjoyed it. It's the fake shit that we avoid. Didn't have much, but I swear we loved it. Oh, I swear we loved it. I swear we loved it. Hey. Summertime, white wine and red roses. Nighttime at corner stores that don't close. Playing tag and catch a girl, you get a girl. And it's sad that most kids just won't know. We make money, buy nice cars and big houses, but ain't nothing like that neighborhood playtime. Straight out of school, ain't doing no homework. We finna go outside and have a great time. Oh, we may fight, but be cool by tomorrow. If I ain't happy, then I know my brother let me borrow. Wanted to make some money, so we grew up watching Pablo. If I go, you know that we all go. Life's amusing, it's all illusions. We fight with our mind till it's all confusion. I never wanna hate, but it's all we're doing. I let it go sometimes. Life's amusing, it's all illusion. We fight with our mind till it's all confusion. I never wanna hate, but it's all we're doing. I let it go sometimes. We were happy when we were poor, but it didn't matter cause we enjoyed it. It's the fake shit that we avoid. Didn't have much, but I swear we loved it. I swear we loved it. I swear we loved it.
I need a break. I've been in the grind and I've been trying for a long time. I ain't in the smiling, I be crying, I be all riled up. Got me all tied up in emotion, I be coping at like all times. Yo, I need a break. I be having struggles, having troubles that they don't know. I do not be clubbing, stressing, talking like a boatload. I ain't tryna be vulnerable, I just let the mold grow. I hope that the hope grows. Yo, I need a. I can feel the tension, I can hear the guessing. Sinuses be stuffy, but I can smell a question. Ask me what you try, know I am never resting. Know you see it in the room, ask me about the elephant. She could only see it in my face if I'm angry. That's all I was allowed to show, girl, the city raised me. If I gave them anything else, they would maim me. It's easier to make them pay me than to change me. I'm trying, but when they praise the flow, it make me glow. It's crazy though, my smile to frown ratio. Feel like I'm speaking real well on shit I vaguely know. Maybe so, but maybe no. But the liquor don't taste the same. It don't take the pain. I'm gonna face the rain, but how's a fighter gonna fight when the answers wait? I need to plan escape before this mental break. I need a break. I've been in the grind and I've been trying for a long time. I ain't in the smiling, I be crying, I be all riled up. Got me all tied up in emotion, I be coping at like all times. Yo, I need a break. I be having struggles, having troubles that they don't know. I do not be clubbing, stressing, talking like a boatload. I ain't tryna be vulnerable, I just let the mold grow. I hope that the hope grows. Yo, I need a. I've been in the grind and I've been trying for a long time. I ain't in the smiling, I be crying, I be all riled up. Got me all tied up in emotion, I be coping at like all times. Yo, I need a break. I be having struggles, having troubles that they don't know. I do not be clubbing, stressing, talking like a boatload. I ain't tryna be vulnerable, I just let the mold grow. I hope that the hope grows. Yo, I need a.
Capítulo primero. Salam. El estudiante occidental.
I don't know what that last part was. Hey, how you doing, guys? What's going on? Back after a little bit longer. You know, the weekend kind of bled into the weekdays. And, you know, Saturday the market was moving down. But now we got something to talk about, so might as well jump on. I'm going to go ahead and switch over here. Turn on some carbon-based life forms. Get it all kicked off. Right now, we are sitting around the entry point of my BTC entry, which I just got knocked out of. So, might have to re-enter that on stream. Pop that up. Turn it down. And let's go ahead and start talking about it. Let's get right into it. Yellow. Good morning. What's going on? All right, so first up on the chopping block, specifically Ethereum, because this is the one that at the moment in time I did regret missing, but obviously sometimes the little oopsies do happen to work out in our favor. So Ethereum did put in a higher high. I thought this would have been it, but I did have the feeling that we didn't cut deep enough. So obviously right here was a chance to get into it. And then obviously we put in one more higher high. So that would switch over to this. Now, traditionally, if I was on top of the ball, I would have probably caught this. And right now I am rooting for it to put in one more higher high. All right, this is a much more natural structure right here if we do happen to actually cut down and then put in a higher high. That's a more traditional ABC that I would like to see. So although I do want BTC to be entered right now and stay entered, which I got to set up that conditional again. Just give it one moment. 22,565.50. 22,565.50. Put in the market. There we go. I'm not too opposed for us like coming back up to probably like 2,300 or 23,000, maybe even putting in another higher high. Obviously, that would be a better entry if we do happen to come back down. And I'm going to coincide this with a couple different things as well. All right, so obviously this is something to look out for, but if not, I will be using 22,547 as my entry. Now, this is the Bybit chart, I do believe. So this is accurate to BTC USD on Bybit. So the two numbers to be watching out for, let me go ahead and change these from green to red because these are shorts. We got 24,364 and we got, 22,550 is what I'm looking for. So I do have that conditional set back up. So if we do happen to push all the way up, not too shy, but that's what I like to see. Because like I said, I do want Ethereum to put in a higher high. I feel like at this point, it's kind of inevitable. And that is pretty much on this line that we were talking about as resistance as well. So hopefully it puts in a slightly higher high because I do not feel like taking a long and then taking a short and then taking a long. But that is still my plan. So obviously, if we do happen to get back above 1,695, I'll be going long from there. But if we put in that slightly higher high above our last recent high of 1,661, I'll be going short. All right, traditional ABC, love to see it. Now, LTC, we kind of outlined this scenario a little bit, but this drawing that I have right here, this is the same drawing that I had from like 6 days ago. All right, we talked about how the ABC on Litecoin might actually turn into a head and shoulders. I mean, it was pretty much pinpoint. All right, so we still have a little bit of ways to come back up. It was going to be a complete head and shoulders, but I don't think it necessarily has to, considering ETH is so close to putting in that higher high. US 100. US 100 is close to putting in a high as well. Possible chance for it to come back down, return, and kind of go sideways. Because like I said, I do think that we have bottomed, all right, just based off of the structures alone. All right, SPY and US 100 are very telling in terms of these macro ABCs with the ABC finish at the bottom. But from past results, which that's the thing, things can be different. All right, past results have shown us that after these major corrections, especially in the SPY and the US 100 and the NASDAQ company index, there is substantial sideways price action to come after it. So that's what I'm hoping for. Right now, same thing on the SPY as well, which the SPY has put in a higher high. So we're kind of sitting at that moment in time where it could start turning around. You can see from a larger perspective here, we have the larger ABC. And then we have the smaller ABC within it, maybe finishing out the structure. So I know it's been a long time coming, and hopefully things do start work out a little bit differently here. So that's kind of my plan going forward. Ain't nothing much to say. I'm still in Litecoin. Got my conditional set up on BTC, which might get hit here again soon. And once we put in that higher high on Ethereum, I already have my alert set up. If we do happen to come back down below that, I'll have my conditional set up and we'll start drifting to the downside. Because I do think that this is just the atom of the Adam and Eve structure for the bottoming pattern that we're typically used to seeing. All right, so hopefully we put in a higher high here, and then we come back down, drift back around. Now, unfortunately, Ethereum is going to be a little bit of a structure to find a possible place to hedge bottom. BTC, not so much. And the reason why I say that is because if we're looking at the smaller structure here, obviously we have downtrend and this is uptrend. If we do not put in a higher high, obviously this would become a long ABC right here. And that would be a possibility to hedge for the further upside. Now that would be the most shallow cup and handle that we've ever seen, Adam and Eve, but it is a possibility. Now BTC, on the other hand, I'm really not opposed to this being my hedge point right here at 20,710, however, 720. All right, so if we don't put in a higher high on BTC and we get this short point from 22,571, then I will be hedging if we do happen to put in a lower low right here. All right, so this would become my A, this would become my B, and this would become my C if we do happen to get that turn to the downside. And this would be my hedge point right here. All right, and I feel like that's a good point. That's not really out of the realm of possibility. That would look like a nice rounded bottom in Adam and Eve right here. We might even happen to dip a little bit lower. And if we do happen to get another structure upon this, so like if we do have the larger ABC structure here, and then we get a smaller one off of it, perhaps, you know, like this, I might be able to take that, all right, and get us get a little bit lower entry here. But that's my plan moving forward. I know it's redundant at this point, but I feel like this is a little bit shift in the calculations. But happy that I missed out on this entry a little bit, just so it gives us the opportunity to not lose money on the way up, and I can retake that entry. That's pretty much it for today. Anything else I want to look at? Let me take a look at XMR here. XMR is putting in a little bit of a new higher high here. And that looks like the 0.618. Yeah, just a little bit past the 0.618, almost touching the 0.5. I mean, this is definitely within retracement territory, I would say. It's all depending on how things go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll go ahead and pull up the chat here. Harvey Cameron. Hey, what's going on? Anton, Kai, how you doing? Doing good, man. Just been chilling out. You know, taking some time off again. Good to see you back from another break. Okay, that one was definitely unplanned, like to the max. All right, I just got caught up, you know. One day bled into the next. Would be nice if it's a fake pump. I mean, it's not a fake pump if it's actually happening. I just think that this was, I think with LTC, the way that we drew that out, it was kind of calling for this. Like I said, BTC, once it dropped that far down, I didn't really think that this was a possibility. But Ethereum just like, it kept telling me that there was something wrong. Like that small of a structure at that top right there really didn't make sense to me personally. So with this deep cut separating this trend from this trend, that's a little bit more natural. And that one I feel a lot better shorting and holding on to, most definitely. Pusha J, what's up, Kite? How's it hanging? Hanging good. Hanging good, man. Hopefully ETH swoops the high around 1670. We'll get some good short setups. Absolutely. Fabio, what's up? What's up? DXY is hurting. You know what the DXY is doing? Oh, we had something drawn out here. Oh yeah, look, gigantic ABC structure here. So, I mean, if we do happen to come back below 103, that's going to be quite the predicament for the DXY. But I mean, there's definitely more room to the upside. I mean, if we look at the larger timeframes here, actually no, because I thought this was a lower low here. So I mean, yeah, this is actually like right in the territory. You know, typically, if it is going to be like a within range retracement and then retreat, typically we look for around the 0.441, 0.5, and I mean the DXY is sitting, you know, kind of in that area. We're sitting at the 0.5 right now with this nice ABC setup. So I mean, if we do happen to come back down below 103, I mean that's just not really that good for the market. And I mean, it definitely doesn't have to like, you know, bomb back down to the downside. But what I'm hoping is that this is the kind of structure telling us we're going to have some stellation. Is that the right word? Stellation, stalling in the market, sideways price action, helping us kind of solidify these bottoms across the board. So if we look at the SPY has had a pretty hellacious drawback here. Nothing like drastic, down 25%. But in terms of like the major markets, definitely crazy. All right. And if we can, like, I want you to kind of look at this from a different perspective. Instead, like, let's say theoretically, let's say like COVID never happened and we had this uptrend. All right. If we never got this COVID crash here, possibly this would be an extended drawback here. But maybe COVID kind of cut this into two pieces. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we had a, you know, 40% drawback here and a 25% drawback here. Obviously, the math is not super good, but like theoretically, if these were to combine together, it could be something like this. All right. So maybe COVID kind of slashed this into two pieces, which, you know, could have been a good thing momentarily because if you're able to play the markets well, maybe you had some sort of bounce back and COVID didn't hit as hard or whatever it might be. But then at the tail end of it, it could be a good thing as well because maybe the recession doesn't have to last as long. All right. I'm not on either side. All right. Obviously, as a trader, I look forward to just price action movement. I really don't care which side it's going to. All right. But that's kind of like my faux theory, you know, of why some people are calling for this magical, crazy drop cliff, and I'm just not seeing it at the moment. All right, we have the ABC structures telling us that this could be reaching a particular bottom. Just I think sideways price action is necessary to kind of solidify that. Obviously, LTC, gigantic ABC. We got back above 105. That would be magical. That would be definitely where I'd be picking up a lot of LTC. But yeah, it's just my thoughts. Like I just don't see it. I don't see this crazy drop that everybody's talking about. All right, so we did get kicked back into BTC here. Damn market price. And right now the account is sitting at 3,600. So we are down a little bit from the 38 to 4 grand that we've been chilling at. Well, it's a tough time, not gonna lie. But we went through this before, just sideways price action. But we should be getting something juicy here soon. All right, so set this back up. Let's see. 22, 5, 22, 5, 4, 3, 80. But like I said, at this moment in time, I'm just getting my alerts set up, waiting on the sidelines for these things to complete. Sneeze. That's about it. I gotta wait for this candle to close in order to open this alert, or it's just gonna keep going off. Hey Kite, when a divergence shows on a 12-hour, how much weight should we give it when dealing with ABCs? This divergence played out, but who knows how high it will go. I know on like the daily chart and the 12-hour chart, we saw a couple different divergences, but I just don't really pay much attention to them anymore. Because the last divergence that we were seeing was a bullish divergence off of these two lows, and obviously that did not work out. So, like I said, I pay attention to more of the price structure nowadays than I do look at divergences. We went over this, I believe, last stream or the stream before that. It's just due to probability and statistics. All right. If I have an ABC that has either two low points or two high points, and most of the time there's a divergence, do I really need to know if there is one? And sometimes there is no divergence, but it's one of the best ABCs that we have played out. All right. Like this right here. This did not have a divergence, but it was one of the best shorts that we've had in a long time. So if you're going to dictate whether or not you take trades based off of divergence or take trades or not take trades off of divergences, you might be missing out on some when if you just paid attention to the structure, yes, sometimes you might lose out on ones that don't work out, but that's why we make these big wins. We offset the losses, and hopefully we don't have to deal with a lot of losses. It's just all due to how the market reacts. Do you know if it's an ABC or part of a larger 1 through 5 Elliott wave? So ABCs technically, all right, can be either or. All right, so sometimes they're just a 1, 2, 3 ABC. Sometimes they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC. All right, so take this one for example. All right, so if you talk to someone that does Elliott wave, they're going to say that ABCs are typically downside price action because ABCs are corrections. All right. And then upside price action typically is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. All right. Now let's go ahead and just test that theory. All right. So right here, we can see this as an ABC, but obviously there was one more ABC within this. To me, that's just a ABC within the C wave. That's just all I see it as. It helps me kind of just break down the certain places where I need to see price action either drop below for high probability or for medium probability. So with this one right here, this would be my medium probability. And then once price action is back below this, that would be my high probability of continuation to the downside. Then obviously, if we look at the larger structure here, all right, the entire bull market was not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The entire bull market was a 1, 2, 3. Now, I know what you're going to say, but Austin, what about this? You could count that as a 1 and a 2, and this is the 3, 4, 5. I get that. But then, like, what about this right here? All right, this is upside price action. And this was 1, 2, 3. See what I'm saying? So for me, I don't like to dictate what the market has to do, what type of structure it wants. All right. I know what I'm looking for, but if I don't get it, yeah, am I a little bit butthurt? Yeah, but I'm not, crying up a storm. I'm patient. I wait for the setups that I know and I love. And that way I can just keep trudging to the market. There's going to be shitty times, most definitely. But the way that I see this is typically on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 1 and the 2 to the 3 creates an uptrend. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Like so. And then 4 will typically break the uptrend. So say like this. And then 5 will retest the uptrend. So if in actuality, we just have an uptrend and that uptrend is broken and that uptrend is retested and puts in a new higher high, all right, then really we're just left with 3 trends. All right. It's just simplifying what we already do from Elliott wave and making it easier to understand. All right here. All right, we had downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. All right. Now there's definitely a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that, wouldn't you say? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But isn't it significantly easier to just say, okay, this is a downtrend, uptrend, downtrend? Now, there's no like easy way to just like calculate whether or not it's a break of trend. Sometimes it's just based on the length of price action. It doesn't necessarily have to put in any new higher highs or any lower lows. But an easy way to tell would be like right here. All right, we put in a high, we put in a low, we put in a high. All right, so if we put in a higher high, this would be an uptrend. Right here, we put in a low, we put in a new low, that would be a downtrend, and so on. Right here, we put in a lower low. Got really messy really quick. I'm sorry about that. All right, but right here, put in a new low. This would now become a new downtrend. This is an uptrend. So just keep with the flow. Just see what price action is doing. Like right now, like I said, if we look at the US 100 and the SPY, we have those same exact structures playing out. And I mean, on the macro time frame of BTC, obviously, this is one gigantic ABC to me. And that's why if we do happen to come back above this point right here, I will have to take a long. All right, but I'm just hoping that right now we're getting some sort of bottoming structure down here before we come back above that. And this kind of acts like a horizontal resistance slash that typical ABC that we're used to taking a long on as well. And then hopefully we'll have some sort of long position from down here that we can just carry in. And hopefully we get some nice upside retesting price action. And then maybe we go into another market like this over here where we retest the upside and then have sideways price action furthermore. And then maybe it turns into another gigantic ABC or, Adam and Eve. When hedging with inverse, we need to put a 2x order, right? Otherwise, we close the previous position. No. So you will have to have either 1, 2 separate accounts, sub accounts, in order to hedge on inverse perpetual. But really, what you should be doing is having a little bit of money in USDT to take the shorts, and then inverse perpetual to take the longs. Because if you put in a 2x order, so like let's say you have 4,000 contracts short on BTC. And then theoretically, if you want to hedge, you put in 8,000 contracts to go long. All you're really doing is closing out the 4,000 contracts and then going long 4,000 contracts. See what I'm saying? So it's not actually going to do anything besides put you in the opposite long. Why don't you think we'll get a lower low on BTC at 1760? It's not that I don't think that. It's just I'm going based off of the previous price action from each bear market. If we do happen to put a lower low, I am more than happy with that. That is more of a legitimate ABC, and I will be willing to take that. I'm just kind of being realistic, all right? Because I think it's a little bit overzealous to hope for that. But if we do get it, I absolutely will kiss Bitcoin right in the face. Hey Kite, a few weeks ago you were annoyed you have to close a position by accident. If you re-entered immediately, you would have just lost the fees, less than $5, or am I missing something? A few weeks ago you were annoyed you have closed. So that's like if I close like let's say I shorted at 20,000 and the price gets down to 17.5, all right? And then from there we have a long hedge. Okay. So at that point in time, I'm going to go and hedge long. And by accident, if I close out my short, that is from 20K, all right, I can't get that entry back unless we go to 20K. So if I just immediately re-entered the short, that short is going to be from 17.5, meaning if my stop loss stays what my stop loss should be, all right, then I'm going to get stopped out multiple times if price action is going to retrace all the way back up to 20K. All right, I can't put myself back in the position I already had. That's why if you do get a good price to go long from or go short from, it is imperative that you hold on to it for as long as possible, because you're giving yourself so much leeway for price action to move around the further it gets away. Otherwise, you're having to deal with getting stopped out, re-entering, getting stopped out, re-entering, getting stopped out, re-entering. It's just, that's what it is. Just joined. How you doing, Kite? How's the account doing? We're a little bit down on the day. Last night, before we had this pump, we were back up to $4,000. Right now, we're sitting about 3,600, 3,700, possibly a little bit more because price action's pumping. 3,600. So just casually just stomping through the market. Yeah, but I don't like to play in that way, to be honest with you. I have started testing that with Ethereum in multiple stops and multiple entries, but I don't want to do that. Because I rather have a place that I am confident going short in the market rather than going short at a random point just because I screwed up. You have to have rules and stipulations, because otherwise you're just going to be going short all the time no matter what. And what's the point of even having system at that point? Just doesn't make sense to me. And especially if it is versing upside price action, because going short, all right, you're going to make less for the same movement. All right, so if price action goes down 50% from 100 to 50, and let's say I try to short and then price action goes from 50 to 100, that's 100%. All right, so that extra 50%, I can't make up for that. That's not unrealized profits at that point. That's actual loss. Now, obviously, it's not going to be as drastic as that sometimes, but you see what I'm saying? There's going to be additional loss besides what we're talking about here. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, I'm looking for a higher high on Ethereum to help solidify this ABC structure right here. And if we do happen to get that higher high, I will be going short at 1656. And then on BTC, I'm not really expecting it to put in a higher high. If it does, it does. So if we do happen to put in a higher high than 24,269, I'll be going short from there. And we got a little bit of leeway up to that next support local low. But if we do happen to get back down below 22,564, I'll be going short from there. And like I said, I probably will be hedging if we do happen to get a lower low than 20,753. But hopefully we do have a little bit more of an extension past that. LTC, I'm continuing to hold LTC short. Probably will be hedging sometime around the same point as BTC, because I mean we're kind of like the same space away. So if LTC happens to get a lower low than 51.95, I'll possibly be taking a short from there. Not short, a long. US 100 and SPY looking good. We're about to put in a higher high on the US 100. SPY has already done so. So I do think there is a downside plummet coming here soon. Not a plummet, but definitely looking for that rounded sideways price action. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to sign off with that. I try not to leave for so many days at a time. It's just, the market's not too hot right now, so there's not a whole lot to talk about. But should be back tomorrow. Check in with you guys, see if anything has changed. Guy, Jerome Powell will ruin our day one way or another. I don't even care about the dude. The market does what the market does. I know that there's human influences sometimes, but to me, it just is what it is. If you read too much between the lines, it just becomes a little bit too hard to fathom. Anton, no problem, man. Appreciate you. Got a crypto. Had a good time with you, buddy. I think he is. Always see you next one. You too, man. Thanks, guys. See you. Rich, see you, buddy. Trevor, as always, love seeing you. All right, guys, let's pick a song for the outro. Really no new music around. That's probably why, like I'm just kind of like in this little slump right now. There's no music coming out from any of my favorite artists. I need like a life soundtrack. Anybody else feel the same way sometimes? But let's go ahead and find something here. Let's go to Akira the Dawn. Actually, no, we'll just do something I've played from the past. Something short and sweet. We'll play Vampire by Ryan Carvale. Bye. Just joined and you're leaving. See you tomorrow. Have a good day. I'm sorry. We were here for a decent amount of time. She is Berwayne. Bye. See ya. Laurence? Leroy's? I'll look him up. I'll have to listen to some of his stuff. Or her stuff. Who knows? All right. Cue that up. Do the thing. Got my contacts in a day. It feels good. I've been using these like 1-a-day contacts. And I'm just so used to sleeping in contacts. And it was not a good idea. I slept in for like 2 days straight. My eyes were hurting like hell. But I got the 30-day, 30 nights back. Using my tried and true. All right. I've been using them since I was a kid. These things have never failed me. Never had an issue with my eyes. So back in business in terms of eyeballs. All right. All right, guys. I hope to see you tomorrow. All right. Like I said, I can't just stuff gets in the way sometimes. But all right, guys, let's go ahead and do the thing. Sign out. Bye.
Looking for a way out, never see sunshine, every day gray out. A night used to stay out, lost in the mix. Invest in myself with the profit from licks. I was frolicking with my mama, school clothes shopping, new kicks, we don't get to do this often. On the east side, I remember them scoffing. Guess they could tell we don't got deep pockets. Rockets shipped to the moon, I'ma take us far from the gloom and the pay cuts. I can't keep living this way, I cannot sleep, I've got to stay up all night like a vampire, trying to stack these bands higher, trying to stack these bands higher. Up all night like a vampire, trying to stack these bands higher, trying to stack these bands higher. I hate myself when I get low. Little trimmer dolls, yeah, I used to flip those. When the chips low, we used to pick them. Never mind, I'ma keep my lips closed. Point is, man, I did what I had to. He not an angel, him not a pastor. Never guessed that from the big bright grin. Just sing these songs and you'll fit right in. Nothing's gonna save us except for this paper. I can't keep living this way, I cannot sleep, I've got to stay up all night like a vampire, trying to stack these bands higher, trying to stack these bands higher. Up all night like a vampire, trying to stack these bands higher, trying to stack these bands higher. Stack, 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 serve the whole world at my backpack. Stack, 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 if I lose it all, I make it right back. Stack, 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 you can call me when you're in a little trouble. Stack, 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 give me one day and I'll bring back double. Up all night like a vampire, trying to stack these bands higher, trying to stack these bands higher. Up all night like a vampire, trying to stack these bands higher, trying to stack these bands higher.